Hi, today I'm going to show you how I created my flag bikini top. I'm using Simply Soft blue yarn and white and red yarn from Red Heart. I'm also using my 5mm crochet hook. Note that this tutorial is for intermediate level crocheters. For those who cannot keep up with me, please practice by watching my crocheting for beginners video. I will leave the link in the description box below. As with most crochet projects, I started off with a slip knot. Then I proceeded by making a chain. This chain is going to be the bottom of the breast area. And what I mean by that is that it's going to be this part of the breast area. So basically the part right under your boob. Once you're done with your chain, just go back on it using single crochet. As a refresher on what single crochet is, it's just going in through the hole in the chain, then wrapping the yarn around the hook, pulling it through, wrapping the yarn around the hook again, and then pulling it through both loops that's on your chain. Once I reach the end, I like to chain one, go through both, then chain one more, and then start the new row. And then you're just going to continue single crocheting until you reach the point where your creation is able to cover the bottom of your breast to the middle of your breast. And I know you may not know what I mean by that, so I'm just going to show you with my awesome legend ugly hideous shirt. Don't judge me. Anyway, to measure whether or not it's good enough, simply place it under your boob and see how far it reaches up. It should be big enough to reach the middle of your breast right here. And once it is, we're going to start making the triangular shape. To do this, we're going to start skipping the very last stitch in every row. So from now on, every time you reach the end of a row, just skip the very last stitch and just move on. Now you're going to notice that it's going to start looking kind of weird, but that's okay because we're going to fix that later, trust me. Once you reach the very top and can go no further, that's when we're going to start going back and fixing those weird edges. We are going to single crochet all across the triangle we just created. All I do is go along the edges and find a hole to stick my hook through and single crochet through it. And in no time, the edges already look better. Yep, definitely need to make everything smoother. So once I go all across, it looks like this, nice and smooth, way better than before. However, I always like to go twice. That's just a preference. You could just go once if you like. So this is how it looks like after I single crochet all around it twice. Everything's all nice and smooth, and now I'm back to the top. And I'm going to create a chain long enough to be the strap that's going to go around my neck. Usually it's a chain of 50. Once I'm done, I just cut off the end and pull the end through the last chain and tug it to secure it. And whoop, I'm done with the first side of the bikini. So if you want to create a plain bikini, just repeat those steps. But if you want to know how I created the stripe portion of the American flag bikini, stay tuned. It's rather simple. I just started again with the slip knot and the chain, making sure that this chain is just as long as the last chain I made. To do this, I just compared the chain with the first bra side that I made. Yep, perfect fit. And then I just continued to single crochet, but this time I only made about 6 or 8 rows and then stopped because this is going to be one stripe. So this is the size that I want my stripe to be. It's going to be right around right there, and then I'm just going to continue with white yarn to crochet on top of the red. I do this by simply cutting off the red yarn and then attaching it to the end of the white yarn ball. I like to double knot it to make sure that it's not going to come off later, because if that happens, your whole project may fall apart. And after I'm done tying the knot, I just single crochet back like nothing happened, totally ignoring the big knot in the way. Don't worry about the excess yarn, you can just cut that off later. So simply continue to single crochet until you've reached the point where your white yarn is just as wide as your red yarn. So if I created 6 rows of red, I will create 6 rows of white. And once you've reached that point, then you can just cut off the end of the white yarn and attach the red all over again, and simply continue forth creating your single crochets. Now Remember, you have to stop and change your ways once you've reached halfway. So now that I've reached halfway, I need to start skipping the last stitch. I also needed to change colors, so I cut off the red and attached the white. Then I continued to change colors when I needed to and skip every last stitch until I reached the very top. And oh, you bet it's gonna look really funky, but that's okay, we're gonna fix it all later. So now that we've reached the very tippy tap where you just cannot go any further, that is just one crochet and that's it. You're gonna go all across the triangle to even everything out again. You can use either red or white. I decided to just use red since I'm already using red. And this is how it looks like once you single crochet all across the triangle twice. And after you're at the top again, just make your chain of 50 or more to create the strap around the neck. And so you are left with a plain blue one and a red and white striped one. What you need to do now is connect it. I'm going to grab my white yarn to do this part, but you can either do red or blue. Both are going to look great. What I do is pull the yarn through the very edge of one of the bikini tops and then tie a knot. And then after I tie that knot, I create a slip knot from that area. Then after I create that slip knot, I just crochet through it once and create a very small chain of about 4 or 6. Looks like it's going to be a chain of 6. Then I just attach it to the other side and crochet through it. Then cut off the end of the yarn and secure it like so. Then for the back straps, you're just going to repeat the same process as in putting the yarn through one point of the bikini top, creating a knot, then creating a slip knot, then creating a chain. I usually create a chain of 60 for the back straps. So just do the exact same thing on the other side and you'll be left with a total of 4 straps, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Now if you're creating an American flag top, you're going to need stars on the blue. So this is how I'm going to create stars. It's a bit difficult to explain, so please watch closely. I cut off a white string and then pull it through the area that I want my star to begin. This is going to work exactly like embroidery. So if you know how embroidery works, this is going to be easy for you. If you don't, then please watch closely. So after I stick one side through, I'm going to go back and stick the other side through so both of the ends are in the back. And I'm left with a little one like this of white yarn. Then when I decide where I want my next point to begin, I wrap the yarn around and bring it through all the way. Then I decide where I want my point to end and bring it through that point. And I really don't think I'm explaining it too well, so I'm just going to let you watch me. Okay, so after all that crisscrossing, I just tied in the back. And since I'm awful at explaining, I'm going to do one more star. That way you can just copy what I do. a total of 5 of these stars. You can do as many as you want, and I hope that you're able to learn by just watching what I did. Finally, this is the end result. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!